Death of a Unicorn premiered at the 2025 South by Southwest Film and TV Festival, and it was probably the most popular showing of any film at the festival, with over 1,000 people lined up for blocks around the Paramount Theatre. But is it worth the hype?
Ridley? Are you okay?
It kind of felt like it was showing me something.
Death of a Unicorn is the directorial debut from Alex Scharfman and follows Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega as father and daughter on the way to Rudd's wealthy boss's mansion when they hit a unicorn. They frantically pack the unicorn into their vehicle and make their way to the house. Not before long, though, the unicorn reanimates. It's alive again, and they start to realize that it might have some very magical healing properties. I watched Death of a Unicorn in a packed theater with over 1,000 people, and the crowd was definitely into it. There was pretty consistent laughter throughout, and even a couple of loud cheers resulting from a death or two, but I won't go into any specific spoilers. It is a fairly funny film alliteration, although it plays it pretty safe with its humor. Most of the laughs, I would say, are from Will Poulter's supporting character, who plays a very trope-laden, not so smart son of a billionaire with a bit of a drug habit. So it's not an original character for sure, but I will say that Poulter's delivery sells it, and he had me laughing out loud on a few occasions. The other family members of this wealthy family, played by Richard E. Grant and Téa Leoni, don't particularly stand out. Nothing against their performances, but their characters are very much stock reiterations of this wealthy but potentially evil family trope. Their dastardly goals come out when we realize quite early on that these unicorns do have magical healing properties. The family's first thought, of course, is how they can monetize it. And so they quickly get on their phones with their billionaire pals to try to sell them a product. It's a pretty thinly veiled critique of the pharmaceutical industry, and in particular, the Sackler family. The film is quite absurd, and Scharfman's depiction of the family sort of amplifies their detachment from morality and shows them simply as these profit-seeking corporatists. So if you're looking for a thorough and nuanced dismantling of the bourgeoisie, this definitely isn't it, but again, it's meant to be more of a fun ride than anything else. From a cinematography perspective, it's clean and effective, but there aren't really any risks being taken. Larry Fong is the DP, the director of photography, and he's known for films like 300 and Kong Skull Island, so there's no doubting his technical prowess, but he's also not necessarily trying out anything too inventive or experimental. The unicorns themselves are well designed. Instead of the pastel fairy tale unicorns that we see in pop culture, these unicorns feel very ancient. They have a rhino-like build and these super razor-sharp talons. Death of a Unicorn uses, interestingly, a mix of practical puppetry alongside digital effects, which is impressive and effective for sure, but it's also not groundbreaking. Ultimately, the film is meant to be a comedic takedown of the pharmaceutical industry while also being a heartwarming father-daughter drama. For me, the relationship between Rudd and Ortega's characters remain pretty surface level throughout, and the film isn't particularly effective at hitting any sort of real emotional depth. Still, Poulter is hilarious. The production design and visual effects are super solid, and a lot of folks will probably enjoy this. As far as A24 pictures go, though, it's solidly in the bottom half, but it's going to be available for wider audiences in theaters come March 28th, so you can make up your mind for yourself. Before you leave, please subscribe. More South by Southwest film reviews on the way. Like and comment. Feed the insatiable beast that is the YouTube algorithm, because it helps me and it's a nice thing to do. Thanks so much.